Hello, I'll try to keep this brief, but seeing as you'll be at uni all day, I'll just, record this just so you can watch later. Right, I thought I was gonna teach you how to make fire, and we'll start simple. First, you might ask why we're not starting off with the white. I don't know why, but the details aren't important. Right, so you want a basic blob, right? It might take you a few tries, but let's say it doesn't really matter which one you do. Usually I do this hardness. Sometimes you can do this hardness. It's a little bit more of a glowy feel. It'll help us later with our glow effects. So if you plan on adding a glow to your drawing, you might want to use this. If not, you can start off simple and use this. I recommend this for now. Alright. First we're gonna start with a little blob, right? Let's say we're doing a firebolt. Right. You wanna do the orange first, right? Why you'll see. Right. So the thing about this is you gotta know what fire looks like. Fire is usually, well, how to describe it? If you've seen fire in real life, you'll know that it has sharp edges. It'll be like circles, except less circular. Well, it'll take a few tries, but I'll start for now at the ends because that's usually easier. You just trim the ends. As you go along, you should be getting shorter, not longer. Right? So should we have great big base, and then as it goes off, it chills at the end, and then we can center it a little bit more. Yeah, this is tedious. It'll be tedious, but hey, you know what? It's art. So you can't just go crazy, go wild, go stupid. This or not, at least you don't need a lot of thought. You don't need a lot of thought into this, right? Boom. I should explain what I did there. Actually, I grabbed the eraser, set to 100, and I just made little like air bubbles. You call it. I shaped it out basically. I turned a blob and shaped it out. Now, fire usually does have these square parts. So in this case, you can maybe turn it to a little different, and then sharpen it a little bit more. If fire ever has square parts, you could just like do that, make it a little bit more shaped, more sharply. And if you're ever having like soft curves, it's fine. Usually I'll just like try to like sharpen it up a little bit. Main thing here is that your fire should be sharp looking. It should be squarey, it should be sharp, pointy. At the end you'll have something similar to this. Don't mind the little air like eraser bubbles things. You don't gotta erase those. I usually just keep it in because I'm lazy. Next is the big circle, right? Same thing as usual. You wanna shape it up a little bit, just go a little bit like that. And then boom. For this front, you can keep it a little bit more circular, just so you know it's like firebolt. I'd say like maybe if I did like this. Yeah. Alright. Like this, so you want to keep a little bit circular at the front, but have like the sides that go off a bit. It's a little bit of a fire deform. You could also like not do this, but hey, honestly, you can do whatever the fuck you want for the orange part. It's just that you gotta ship the rest of the art around it. If you don't know what I mean right now, you'll see. You will see what I mean. Right. Another important part. Fire usually has these tears that stretches, so you can just like make two ovals and it'll look like it'll have a stretch. Right. So for this instance, you can go like over here. You can see this little tear now, and it makes it more like fire. You can have big tears. You can have small tears that are like connected by a strand. For these kind of strand lights, you just put 2 circles. For these big ones, you make a big circle. And at the end, you can make them a little bit more bigger because it's where the fire's teetering out. Just to make sure it's going the way the fire's going. So if the fire's going this way, lower this brush a little bit. If the fire's going this way, then it should be a little bit more apparent that the fire is sizzling out. So we could do stuff like that. Right? You just like want to separate a little bit more. You know, that feeling that it's like separating, like it's going out. Also, the spark should be going this way, right? Like this is okay. This part, it's fine. That's fine. That's also fine. It's just that you also want to make sure to include like as much of these as you can. The way you do that is usually just make a straight line up. Actually, maybe that is a little bit difficult because then you gotta do like, if I'm sure it's going up, then you have to do like this, right? You have to like make the line go down with it, then separate it. So basically, if you want to show a line that's going upward, you strike it down, right? And look, it suddenly looks like it's going upward, more fiery, more smoky, right? And you, of course, you want to like draw little circles, shape it out a bit more, make it more sharper. And you know, sometimes you just not do that. You can just go buck wild. Doesn't really matter. The main thing is you have fun. Your first attempt might not look good, right? So just follow the tutorial to the best you can, or watch it through, and then see at the end. Like, you try it. You can follow along whatever you want, even if it's not Deemo watching this, if it's just like somebody or another Valhalla member, maybe just like somebody on the internet found this, and they want to view it, and it's always gonna be a little bit awkward when I say Deemo, but hey. Oh right, some parts at the end you could just like do this, right, and to show like the fire's like blitzing out, like there's little pieces of it coming out. It's a neat trick. Separate parts like that, like even over here you can do that. Like show that it's like spreading out. You go try to big pieces like that, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's where the fire's the strongest. Where your fire's the strongest, it wouldn't usually like blitz out that much. Whereas the weakest, you'll see like little teeter patters, right? I'm sure this will be a little bit hard to imagine, but once you get when you do the first one, you'll understand the rest. Maybe not the rest. I'm being a little bit over dramatic here, but still, right? You know, it's only gonna get better from here, as long as you just don't steal art like a bitch. All right, let's see the orange part, right? You can get rid of the arrow for now. So it might not look something like this. That's grand, but hey. Next, I would do the yellow. Now for the yellow, I'd change it not too much bright, but near orange. The thing here is I have this little bar over here for psi. Make sure it doesn't go past 60, because 60 is like prime yellow. 61, 68, past that is green. So you can check this bar. If it's going to 61, it's going to be more greenish, and fire isn't green. If it goes less, maybe like 57, it'll make like a nice like orangey, more orangish yellow. Though don't go to like 40. So your mid ranges should be like, I say like 50 to 60 should be like where your fire yellow starts. For now, let's use this. For this, I'm gonna do this one, right? Actually, no, I won't. You could do this one, right? Or maybe like even this, right? Because then I'll show you preemptively. You do a shine effect, you lower up the opacity. It's more of a glow effect to it. Then again, I say that, but it's more suited for that kind of effect to be like this. Alright, so if you want to do like something like this, right? You know, where it's glowing, you could. Like hell, like even something like this isn't like profoundly unique. But for this tutorial, I'm just gonna do this, right? My sensors told me to go more like bright yellow. Maybe yeah. Also make sure just a art tip, right? Make sure yellow's like slightly more brighter, right? Not like too bright where it's like 13, but like 80, 85 near that range. You'll have good good looking yellow fire. Right? Now yellow fire, we follow the same directions, right? You should click this clipping group button and your yellow won't skip the orange, right? But it should only do that anyway, right? You should make sure it's in the confinements of the orange, right? It'll follow like the patterns. How do I describe this? It'll follow the shape of it, right? But it won't go too far out, right? It'll. You could try like do this big brush, but like as you go along, of course you want like a little bit of smaller brush just so that you can get those spaces. Of course, follow the orange. Make sure your yellow's outlining where the orange leads to. Of course, you don't gotta be too persistent on this one, right? It's, of course, it's your draft, and then as you get the eraser, you can make fucking shit. I forgot what I was gonna say. For stuff like this, I'd go around it, right? Just like that, and then teeter it out like right around there. Fill in some gaps where you feel like the yellow isn't strong enough. Maybe your yellow is like perfect the first time. You just want to work off that, right? That's fair enough. I won't judge you for that. But I just want to make sure that mine looks, yeah, even like that, it's pretty good. Of course, use a smaller eraser this time around. And I'd say my advice for this one is it's gonna be a little bit more like put together. Not as much, but more, considering it's not as strong, right? It's a bit weak. You know what? Should I just do that? Yeah, but I like the little split there. Some sacrifices have to be made, of course. Just for realism. You could say that orange fire looked better like that, but I'm not too good with this. You can call me like, you can say I'm like good at fire, but like stuff like that, I'll just say go for realism. If it overlaps with the yellow, then hey, you just gotta make it overlap with the yellow. Make sure you cut into it a little bit, show that it's like teetering towards the end, and then boom. And boom, 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 do do do. I gotta redo that part. Great to talk to you here too. My good friend taught me like how to do fire more realistically. Well, sometimes if you need to use that brush, just like get a little more of a curve because you messed up like I did. It's fine. Yet again, the thing about it is you want to make it look good. It doesn't matter how you do it initially, right? As long as I fill stuff in and shape it up, it'll look just perfect. At least maybe just my eyes. Maybe yours too. Being confident enough, shit, maybe that my confidence will not rub off you. Alright, same rules as last time. You go up, the fire will going down, showing movement towards upward. You move this like that. Yet again, it'll do the same effect. You can also like do that. Move down. By the way, I'm doing this at random, right? So, like stuff like this, right? As long as you have a good idea of what you want to do, more than likely you'll be able to do it, right? So let's say at random we just want like, oh, I want to go like in here, right? We can show this because it's like teetering out, but it's going upward, right? Boom. Oh, I want to make this look like it's going downward. Maybe add even lower space here. Boom. Right? You don't want to be think too much about it. That's the main thing here, right? Don't think too much about what you're drawing at first, right? Because if you think too much, you'll get a little bit less confident than I want you to be. You know, for this, why not? Why don't I just like... Alright, we're gonna have a little bit of idea here. Alright, so you can't see what I'm doing here, but draft clipping group, you see I'm trying to outline this, right? So I could put the orange in and show that the orange is like outlining the gaps. Alright. So now I figured out what to do. I remember now. If you see gaps like that, you can highlight it with like different colors. So yellow could go first, orange can highlight it a little bit more boldish, and then red. Red might or might not cover it up. You can decide then. That's gonna be a you thing to do. Because it's your art piece. Right? And then down here, of course you want it to be like a little bit more big. Because like, you know, it's cool. Not sure if I like that, but you gotta keep it wavy, you gotta keep it sharp. It's a lot of rules to fire apparently. But you know, you try hard enough, you'll do it. Sorry for making you watch like how far am I for now? 60 minutes? Could be worse. I made Colin a fucking like a hour-long geo guide. I would have posted it, right? I was gonna add subtitles because I'm bad at talking, but too much work. But hey, I always have a Giovanna guide if you can understand what I'm saying at sometimes. And even then, it's easier with art because like you don't gotta understand what I'm saying. You just gotta like. Well, it helps if you understand what I'm saying. It helps if you understand what I'm saying, right? Because I'm not gonna use big terms because not even I understand those big terms, right? I don't know jack shit about color theory, right? All I know is I can make things look nice. I'm thinking of separating a piece here, if you can't tell. But I'm not sure where I should do it. Does that look... What if I just get rid of this piece entirely? And then... Boom. Alright, there you go. You just want to think about like, oh, have I separated enough pieces? And then eventually it'll look like this, right? And shit. You might be thinking right now, oh, that does look bad, Frog, right? And I agree, right? I don't think this looks bad. And that's the thing, right? You gotta keep that positive attitude, like, okay, this doesn't look bad. Right, sure, it could use improvements, they could use defining. Where, like, even your first time around, I won't say it looks bad. Because first of all, that's mean. Right? And second of all, if it looks bad, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna say it looks bad, but it's your first time, so I forgive you for not being perfect. You know? Right? That's the thing, keep your head up about stuff like this. If you keep your head up, you'll do just fine. And add these little holes. Now towards the end, of course, you want to add these like little fibers. Maybe not too many close together, of course. And then one ear at the top. Maybe just make this entire section like a... You know, I like that better. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Oh, if you're actually wondering, the resolution size is... Canvas size is 2000 by 2000. Right. Now the final step is the big red. There's a couple things you can do, right? The big red could be this color to finish up the trifecta. It could be a little bit more darker, but I wouldn't recommend it because fire is pretty, you know, bullshit hot. For this, I might recommend putting it a little bit more towards like 10, not all the way to here because it looks more pinkish. I'm not sure. This is fine as a color, right? I just put a little bit more towards red to give more of that fiery feel. Maybe like around like 5. Of course, you can go crazy, go stupid, blah, 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 blah. Make sure your top is very like colored in your sides too. You just gotta make sure this is thick. This is the part that you want to be thick. Because the top you can change, right? Like for the top you can just go like, or go, boom. That's your top. That's a bad top because, well, not, yeah, you'll see why. Actually, I'll explain. This is a bad top because it's, well, first of all, square. Second off, I try to do this, right? It's not as centered. And thirdly, it should be a little bit more like that, right? That's a pretty decent top. I'd even like go like less. Like say like it should look like this. Right? It should look like somewhat like that, right? I'll shape it when time comes, but like if it looks like a fucking blob and you change stuff, it's probably fine because mine's like this, and it just like I just like roughly sketched out. First of all, you want to roughly do this. You don't gotta really care about what you hit. You just gotta make sure you don't go too deep. You want to go like surface level for this. When you get to the top, you can of course like shape it a little bit more. Make it like the little end piece you want it to be. You just want to like go study, like go not too crazy, but like crazy enough that you make a difference. Now you see this, right? Okay, it looks half, you know, decent, not too bad. Now here's the part where you do the thing. You grab a big brush, but not big enough, of course. I mean, not big enough to like ruin the entire canvas. Look out the new like Webtoon Batman comic, right? I saw that. There's any of Webtoons, right? And I saw like this one comic about Wayne Manor. I was gonna read it, of course. I love Batman comics, trust me here, but like, no. I've seen I'm not Starfire, right? That shit. I don't trust it. I don't trust it when it's in like that sort of style. That's not trustworthy. I say trustworthy just because you could kind of tell how, like, you know how you like can like tell how people are like when you first meet them, right? Just based on appearance, right? Some people met me and thought, you know, I was either a good guy or bad guy, and you know, formed an opinion around that. Uh, those types of comics, right? Don't judge a book by its cover, but like some books you just know you're not interested in. I'm not Starfire, but it's like one of them, right? I've read a lot of like what the fuck do I even call it? Gay books, as I'll call it, the homosexual of books, right? Just because I was interested. Well, I want to say that I read them at like a young age to see like, oh, I wonder what this comic thinks of him, right? And the struggles they'll portray. And now I look back, it's kind of boring, just cliche high school drama, except you know, inclusion, right? I've just look if you're gonna have gay people in a comic, right? Like make it at least like interesting. Like lesbian, like they always make lesbians like the best for some reason. Like Chainsaw Man, it's specific, right? Yeah, they're gay, but like okay, right? Like okay, and it's not really all their character. I can't at least talk about like a lot of details here, but oh right, I kind of went off tangent there. My bad. Right, for this, I'll explain at the end. Is that me? I'm a rookie. Alright, cool. Now look out of place. That looks a bit better. If it's big, then it's better. If it's small, then it's a little bit out of place. Right, so you might just wonder what the fuck happened. I thought I took some big steps, right? Actually, I'll keep that. I like that. Should look more scratched up. Should look more fiery. These will usually just come part of the art. They look fine. I don't really mind them that often. Just because you're using a big brush, it'll... You see that little cloudy effect? That'll happen. But, you know, it's your choice to keep them or not. I like them. Right? Sometimes, for some things, I won't like them as much just because... Like, this was supposed to be, Actually, you know what? No, I liked it beforehand. Might just need to like pencil it and just like whoop, whoop, whoop. Or maybe the other way around. I'm not. Art is like you see something's wrong, right? But you're not sure what it is, and the minute you figure out like, oh, this is not circular enough, you gotta figure out the best way to do it without fucking up your art. That's why I say just don't worry about this. Don't sweat the small details. For your first art piece, I want to sweat the small details. I'm being genuine here. Don't like thread of like fucking wish that it was perfect because it isn't gonna be perfect, right? I say this over and over, but it's your first art piece if you decide to do this, right? Sure, you have a video tutorial and it's a little bit different for people, but like, it's still your first, right? You got an excuse here. Like if I open up Type Lumina and I lose, I can just say, oh, I just haven't labbed the game, you know? Like Among Us Fighting Arena, I played with Stoke. He could say it's lag because yeah, okay, yeah, that was lag. That's the entire I can't even say his name. It's like cursed. Whatever. Uh. Nah. Right. So you know you should, but you should basically do what you did the first two drawings, but you know a little bit bigger, a little more chaotic. And then the funner part, the white. Just grab a little bit a big blob of that. For this you should have one out the lines, right? So you can just turn that off. And then again, you can keep this on. I should keep it off like the baby wheels, you know, just so I don't mess up. If white goes all in that, then you could just like, oh, oops. Okay. There you go. As I was saying, right? Fucking. Oh my god, I'm gonna go insane. Yeah, whatever. I'll find a solution later. Not now. It's a little bit unprofessional of me to just like go ahead and do that. So I apologize. But you know, you'll see what I mean. Best case scenario, I don't have to worry about it. No, I actually got TCP'd on a server once. It's a bit off topic, but you know, right? As per usual, you should be following what we did the last few times. Weird stuff like that, and then chill off right about there-ish, right? Not too far up, and not too far down. I can't ignore that, so I actually got TCP'd on a server once. It's a bit off topic, but you know, right? As per usual, you should be following what we did the last few times. Weird stuff like that, and then chill off right about there-ish, right? Not too far up, and not too far down. I can't We're gonna have to make some sacrifices here, boys. See, this is I'll show you here. You see that if you turn off clipping group, you'll see that it's gonna mesh to the art piece, right? Because the yellow is there, so it's gonna take the yellow white. I don't know how to explain it, but you'll see. So you have to like guess a little bit, right? And then turn the yellow back here, and then just make it yellow. Did I? Oh, great. And boom. Okay. Yeah, maybe do these things at the end. Maybe. You can. I don't think you should. You can just do them just fine. You have to fix them up a bit, but you know, maybe it'll save you some effort if you don't do that immediately at the beginning. Alright, and this you can like make a little more C's just because this is thin lines you can make a little more C's as I call them, and big lines you can like make it a little more sharp. You just gotta show that near the end it's very teeterish, and then of course you do that, of course you do that, and then boom. Yeah, maybe you could just like do that. You don't gotta, right? But like, hey, you'll see at the end, like, hey, it just look too bad. Maybe not. Maybe you'll think it looks like terrible or some shit. Probably not. I'm gonna go check Discord. So yeah, like, a little pause. I'm just gonna check Discord. You know, maybe take this time to just, you know, check Discord. Maybe I'll talk while I type. When I talk, but like, God. This is. I'm checking a roleplay channel right now, right? It's. Yeah. Yeah. I won't go into it right now. You can actually later. It's a big yeah moment. Whatever. But in any RP service I mean, I just learned I'm like the bringer of like yeah, yeah. Right, same as last time. You going up, it'll go down. You going down, it'll go up. Right, for this, I go down a little bit more just because we gotta show the fire is going up. And you cut off a little part over here. Actually, do more towards the top. You cut off a little part like right there. And then cut off a little bit of that. Like a little speckle. Cut off a little part of here, make like a speckle. Cut a little part off of here, make like a speckle. Here. Shape this a bit. I cut this part, so I'm just gonna do that. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do this. So you'll see, maybe at the end it'll come together for you. Maybe not. I'm assuming so, just because, you know, I have some faith in my teaching and some faith in you. Or maybe you'll call me VC just to, like, help you. Like, hey, you know, we all need some hope. You between the fucking lines. Being subtle, delicate, you massive, stupid piece of shit. I'm sure this came as a shock to you, like Frog across you suddenly. I'm reciting a song. Please don't get, please don't get shocked anymore. And at the end, share something like this. Maybe it won't look the most neatest. Maybe you don't like the red. I don't like my red, but yay. And now, the funny part, you get to mess around. Add a little shine effect, right? And if you're gonna add a little shine effect, you should blur it out. Like this. You probably didn't see what I did there, but I went to filter, blur, and then added like 3.2 blur. Could do for the orange, but I'll be real with you, Chief. The orange shine ain't that pretty. You see? You mostly do it for like yellow. Nah, not much else. Maybe you got like for the red, you got like a little trail. Get towards the end. Oh, I did it unevenly. Oh, I'll do that all over again. Haha. Ha, it's really funny. Really funny. Hee hee hoo hoo. Oh, I actually like that, but I'm just gonna do it over again, because hee hoo hoo. Now I just showed a unique technique, but it's called the flare here is like, oh look, it's separated. It's more like fiery, where you can see movement. If movement wasn't already implied, there's more movement to be more implied. And at the end, that's what you should that's what you should have. Maybe there's a couple more things you could do. To like the to the orange, to the yellow, to the white. Maybe stuff like that you can more like finer out. I wouldn't know. I can't see. Right? I'm not there with you. Maybe I will be. Maybe, but you know. So you know, I'm not gonna be there. Well, I'm not there to see if you're like following by recording. It's a you decision. So you gotta decide what you want to do. And I'll decide what I gotta do. That's how the world works. Fascinating. And yeah, I don't know what to decide. Oh, this is what I wanted. I know I just wanted something up here, but I wasn't sure what I wanted. You know what? Maybe I just want that. Something else seems like a little bit too unnecessary. Like that looks cool, but I'm not sure if fire would do that. That's the thing. Let's check this out a little bit. Damn, did I miss this? I guess for me this part just looks a bit lacking. Right, I should add, you know what this piece originally started off as, right? You go back to the beginning, but also this is a photo. But, like, You know what these kind of things start off as, right? Like, okay, this had a better color palette already. I'll be honest. I'm a little bit ashamed of like going too high pitched, which is my fault. I should have gone like more brighter for this. Like yeah, right around there. Yeah, I think the thing is I'm afraid of is too much brightness, which it's not unlikely you could just like change how bright it is, right? Like even art like this, right? The thing is, you know what I started off as? The art? Roughly enough, the art that I started off as, right, was around like fucking this. I'm not lying to you, right? Actually, it's more like this. Start off as like that, right? Maybe a little bit more like open spaced, but like that's what it started off as. That's the thing here, right? It didn't start off great, stuff like that. You can even see it in like over here, right? I'm not sure what made this look so heavenly, mind you, but probably it's the effects I did to it. But like, I'm getting off track. Like shit, you saw in the beginning this just like looked like this. Maybe I could just hold up. Nope. Alright, hide this. In the beginning, the fucking you know what the fire looks like? It looked like this. But see, that's the beauty of things, right? You can make something like this, like even something like this into fucking masterpiece. This could be this if you have enough imagination. If you have enough imagination, this could be like fire hitting our surface. Just gotta like add a line here to show where the surface is, and well, I mean, you sort of like this. See, that's how all things start, right? Like if this is aura, it's what you want, right? I could teach you lightning today too, but that's a topic for another time because lightning is like a little more complicated. It's more like boom boom boom, maybe boom boom. I'll tell you another day. Main thing here is fire. Even if it looks like shit in the beginning, it's gonna look great later. But this is I gotta fucking copy what I did here. That's what I'm getting. This is fucking amazing color palette. This is a mid. This is mid. Mid. Maybe if I look art experiment. You just gotta experiment with art. That's the baseline. The more you experiment with art, the better. You'll see the better it gets. Oh, see? It really looks better. All I did was like add a little glow effect. And you do the same for your too. Boom boom. This normal. Blur this a little bit more. Fuck. Blur. It's hard to see, but you'll see it like grow bigger. Usually you want that under, but hey, you the rules. You are the rules, man. It's like the Crims man. You make the rules. In art, the rules don't follow you. In the art, you don't follow the rules. The rules follow you. Oh, so you gotta respect that. If you don't respect it, you're you're bad. You're bad at the game, kid. Yeah, was this the thing I made? Nope. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm sure you don't. I'm sure you don't need me ranting to you about. Oh, wow, this looks good because. I'm sure you would. I'm sure you get it. I'm sure you understand why it looks good. And hey, fire! I'm sure you didn't want to go through 45 minutes of me ranting, but hey, 45 minutes spent is 45 minute drawing. Okay, it's good. See ya.